Lakers in 5. Yeah. Shannon might be facing 5. But heard my man Ant-Man did his thing last night. Julius Randle did his thug thizzle last night. And these LeBron fans, I don't have no ill will towards Laker fans. These LeBron fans, LeBron sexuals and shit. I thought the NBA was going to cheat for the Lakers. That's what I thought. But for the most part, Minnesota don't care. Long hair don't care, my loyal voice. But, Gobert is just a disappointment. He really is. You going up against non-centers and you getting taken advantage of, and you're supposed to be a generational type of defensive talent. But, the trade for the Knicks and the Wolves worked out, and I'm going to talk about Damian Lillard for a second, too, towards the end. But check out the NBA Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. But, Minnesota got a good ball club. Unfortunately, the only downfall they made was going to get the good brother Rudy Gobert. That's it. Because that forced them to have to move Karl-Anthony Towns. But, ultimately, they end up receiving Divinchenko, Julius Randle, and they're contributing. And they got to find a way to get Rudy, on par and doing what Rudy do, and at least rebounding at a high level, So, I really never understood the Rudy Gobert trade and everything they gave up for him. Me, I just probably would have dumped him and took nothing for him, to be honest. I probably would have dumped him somewhere, a salary dump, somebody rebuilding, and would have took a second round pick for him for me to retain Karl-Anthony Towns. That's just what I would have done. But, who knows? Maybe they was done with Cat. Who knows? But, the other day, Anthony Edwards and Luka showed out. It's to ask a lot from LeBron to pick it up. But I felt like, Hachimura had 23. Austin Reeves, I think he hit 5 threes. Luka did his thing. The problem is they just not a full team. With or without AD, this was going to be the result. They're not a full-fledged team. When you don't have a center like that, regardless, go see centers. When you don't have a center like that, you gotta for real, you gonna cause some issues. You gotta protect the paint, and that's the problem. You gotta protect the paint, and not just protecting the paint. It's not defending. It's also rebounding the basketball. I think Zubac, was leading the playoffs in offensive rebounds. I heard he balling this year. So the Clippers understood how severe it is, even though they got all those perimeter players, not to have somebody in there that can control the paint. I think the Pistons understood that losing Stu. That guy kind of hurt them as well too. So the new wave, but Boston understand they control the paint. The new wave is trying to find somebody to control that paint. But Anthony Edwards had a 43. He sent KD packing. He ain't been the same. He's about to send Brian packing. And ultimately, too, Luka didn't get to play himself into shape this year. And this may motivate him to get into some better type of shape. So it's hard when you ain't played since Christmas and you come back late February, March to play yourself into shape. It's tough in the middle of the season because everybody is humming. Everybody is humming. So, Luka whole thing this year is to get in shape. But making it with LeBron, unless they add some super pieces, it just ain't going to happen. So they going to clear up that Bron salary cap. I don't know the picks they got. It ain't dead yet. We know the NBA can make it happen at the snap of a fist, at the snap of a finger. But yeah, they just got to get some more pieces. And the question is, who can they get to play with Luka? Do we build a solid team around Luka? Giannis, Damian Lillard looked like he blew his Achilles out. And I'm going to speak on Damian Lillard in a minute, but down the stretch of that game, the Lakers made some big shots, Hachimura, Austin Reeves. But for the most part, Jay McDaniels being a pest on Luka. Anthony Edwards, doing what he needed to do, make the right play. They blitzed him. He made the right play. That's what I like about him and Cade Cunningham. They ain't going to force it. They're gonna make the right play, and Edwards trusts his teammates. You know, at the young age, it took Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson to come in and tell him to trust his teammates. Anthony Edwards already got it. He trusts those guys to make those shots. Jaden McDaniels might be on an all-star trajectory, and then the scary thing about it is Rob Dillingham from Kentucky. I like him. I think they should have played him a lot more this year, but he gonna be a stud in this league, bro. So, you know, learning under Mike Conley, he gonna be a stud. You know, so they got a bright future. They got the future on the bench. And then, you know, Nas Reed will be a free agent this year. So, you know, I think at this point they got to bring him back. So, yeah, man, Minnesota is a team of the now. And they got some pieces for the future. So, but, yeah, it was a good win for them. But then you talk about Damian Lillard last night tearing his Achilles. You know, he got divorced. And shit went right since he got divorced. You can also correlate that with him leaving Portland. But he got divorced, man, and ain't shit went right since he got divorced. And believe it or not, a lot of these women practice witchcraft. I didn't really believe in that shit. I believe in it now, but I leave my story to myself. So, and witchcraft can be used for good and bad. I just say that. And you hear these brothers on the internet talking about witchcraft and all that shit. That shit is real. That's why I will never mess with women from Louisiana. Like, nah, I'm good. Y'all beautiful women down there, but y'all know something. But yeah, I mean, his life has been spiraling down since that divorce to his college sweetheart. And, you know, I mean, I don't know if that got something to do with it. You know, single to my party down here, Holmes. I don't know if they got something to do with it. You know, or maybe his mystical powers was in Portland and he left with him, or he got old. But I'm telling you, the amount of stress that a divorce can put on you, this is why guys like Chris Webber and Kevin Durant didn't get married while they were playing. You know, and we don't know what happened with them. But, you know, his wife was going at Glorilla and all that stuff. So, you know, it's possibly an Achilles, excuse me. And that's over with for him. And a lot of people said, we should have kept Drew Holiday. My thing is, it was inevitable what was going to happen. They just was a team. They were a team, in my opinion. They were a team that was a wrap. In my opinion, they had their time. Drew Holiday wasn't going to save them. Brooke Lopez is getting older. You know, Bobby Portis is still doing his thug thizzle out here. He still got his drink and his two-step. He just came off a suspension, but it just rode his course. It legitimately rode his course. So, prayers go out to Damian Lillard. He's one of my favorite players in NBA history. Damn, you know, that's tough. That's tough, man. I'm telling you, when it rains, it pours in life, bro. I'll tell you that right now. But, you know, don't give up. You know, many times we want to give up. I can attest to that. And it's best just to keep going. You know, keep fighting. Because we don't know what's on that other side. But hey, those are the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Like I said, hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Check out the Patreon. Peace.